"Welcome to Fly to Space for Brain Rot!" The giant floating sign screamed, flashing so aggressively it felt like it was yelling directly into your eyeballs. Zook stood proudly next to his rocket, which was actually a shopping trolley, duct taped to a lawn chair, with 6 random soda bottles strapped to the back. "Behold," he said, dramatically pointing at it, "the Brain Blaster 9000. Behind him, a noob wearing sunglasses indoors slowly ate a sandwich. "That's a trolley," Zook gasped. "Wrong! It's a lifestyle." "Liftoff. Probably." Zook climbed in, pressed a big red button labeled "Do Not Press, Seriously," and instantly, boom! The rocket launched, sideways, directly into a tree. The tree exploded into coins. "Let's go!" Zook yelled as he collected them mid-air like a screaming vacuum cleaner. Brain rot level. Rising. Every second, things got weirder. The sky turned purple. Gravity started acting like it had forgotten its job. A giant floating banana whispered, "Upgrade, you're nonsense." Zook landed on a floating platform where a shop NPC stood, staring into nothingness. "Would you like to upgrade your rocket?" the NPC asked. Zook checked his options. +1 speed, +5 boost, +1000% confusion. Turn rocket into hot dog. "Hot dog," Zook said instantly. The hot dog ascension. The trolley transformed. Now it was a flying hot dog rocket, complete with ketchup thrusters and mustard flames blasting out the back. The noob from earlier floated by. "Why is it dripping?" Zook didn't answer, because he was already flying again. Into space, kind of. The higher Zook flew, the more ridiculous everything became. He passed a cow wearing a jetpack yelling, "Moon!" A dancing asteroid playing music that sounded like microwaves arguing. A giant spinning head screaming, "Subscribe for brain rot!" "This is peak gaming," Zook shouted. Final destination. Space? At last, he reached a massive glowing platform labeled, "Space, we think." Zook landed dramatically. Fireworks exploded. Confetti fell. A voice boomed, "Congratulations, you have reached space." Zook looked around. There was a vending machine and a pigeon in a tiny astronaut helmet. The pigeon looked at him. "Cool." Zook nodded. Yeah. The twist. Suddenly, a new button appeared. Rebirth for +10,000 brain rot. Zook didn't hesitate. He slammed it. Everything reset. He was back on the ground, holding a spoon. The trolley rolled past him slowly. The noob walked by again. "You good?" Zook stared into the distance, then smiled. Round 2. Final line. And somewhere in the sky, the hot dog rocket waited. Dripping, patient, powerful, hungry. Zook woke up face first in the grass. Not normal grass. This grass was glowing, humming softly like it knew secrets and absolutely refused to explain them. He sat up slowly, still holding the spoon. "Okay," he whispered. "We're upgrading the spoon." The spoon era begins. The giant sign returned, flickering like it had just remembered its job. "Welcome back to Fly to Space for brain rot. You didn't leave." Zook marched to the upgrade station. The NPC was still there, still staring into nothing, still deeply unimpressed by reality. "Would you like to upgrade your spoon?" the NPC asked. Zook looked at the options. Spoon speed +2. Spoon aerodynamics. Spoon gains sentience. Spoon becomes CEO. Zook squinted. CEO. Spoon CEO activated. The spoon vibrated. Grew a tiny suit. A tie. Sunglasses. It floated up, cleared its non-existent throat, and said, "Zook, we need to talk about your performance." "What?" "You crashed into a tree. Again." "That tree started it." "We're pivoting," the spoon said. "New strategy. Maximum brain rot. Minimal logic." Zook nodded. "Finally, a plan. Launch. 2.0. Corporate chaos." Instead of a trolley, a full office chair rocket appeared. Wheels spinning. Keyboard duct taped to the side. Mouse hanging like a confused ornament. "Get in," the Spoon CEO said. Zook saluted. "Yes, sir. Spoon, sir." Boom! They launched. This time, straight up. Progress. The sky breaks again. As they ascended, reality started glitching harder than ever. Clouds turned into giant spinning memes. The sun blinked like it was buffering. A floating door appeared labeled, "Do not enter. Seriously again." Zook pointed. "We're entering that." "Of course we are," said the spoon. The forbidden zone. They crashed through the door. Inside, silence. Then, a giant floating leaderboard. At the top, number 1. 999,999 brain rot. Zook gasped. "Who is that?" A slow clapping echoed. From the shadows emerged the noob, still wearing sunglasses, still holding a sandwich. But now, he had wings and a jetpack. And somehow, dramatic lighting. "You finally made it," the noob said. Zook pointed. "You're the final boss?" The noob took a bite of his sandwich. "I prefer top player." The most unnecessary battle ever. Zook launched forward in his office chair rocket. The Spoon CEO screamed, "This is terrible for our brand." The noob activated his jetpack. They clashed mid-air. Keyboard keys flew everywhere. The Spoon started yelling business terms. "Synergy, disruption, fly faster." Zook mashed buttons randomly. The rocket transformed again. Final form, Pizza Rocket Supreme. It was now a giant flying pizza. Pepperoni boosters. Cheese stretching in the wind. Absolutely unstoppable. The noob paused. "Okay, that's kinda cool." "You're done!" Zook yelled. He slammed the boost. Maximum. Brain rot. Engaged. The end. Or everything exploded into light. Coins, bananas, spoons, office chairs, sandwiches. All spinning together in one glorious, chaotic storm. Then, silence. Zook opened his eyes. He was back at the start. Again. But this time, he wasn't holding a spoon. He was holding a tiny pigeon helmet. From the distance, a coo echoed. Zook smiled slowly. Part 3's gonna be insane. Zook didn't blink, not once. Because when you wake up holding a tiny pigeon helmet, you don't blink. You process. "This is important," he said, with the confidence of someone who absolutely had no idea what was going on. The sky above him flickered like a broken TV again. The sign returned, louder than ever. "Welcome to Fly to Space for Brain Rot. Final, definitely. Final version, maybe." Zook stood up. The ground boinged. "Yeah, that checks out. The Pigeon Protocol." The helmet suddenly vibrated in his hands. Then, it spoke. Ku. Zook froze. I understand you. Ku, the helmet confirmed. A beam of light shot down from the sky and descending from it. The astronaut pigeon. The same one from space, we think. Tiny helmet, serious expression, massive energy. The pigeon landed, looked Zook dead in the eyes. Ku! Zook nodded slowly. You're right. The Spoon CEO suddenly fell out of the sky and smacked into the ground. I missed the meeting. Oh, good. Chaos is still happening. The final upgrade shop. A massive shop appeared. Bigger than before. Glitching like it was being held together by pure nonsense. The options. They were unhinged. Rocket speed plus 100. Rocket becomes dragon. Rocket becomes entire planet. Unlock true brain rot mode. Become the rocket. Zook pointed dramatically. We're becoming the rocket. The Spoon gasped. That's not even... Click. Zook.e. XE has changed. Zook began to glow. His arms turned into thrusters. His legs? Gone. Replaced with flames. His face? Still smiling. Still confident. Still deeply, deeply confused. I feel fast, he yelled. The pigeon saluted. The Spoon took notes. New business model. Zook is product. The ascent of pure nonsense. Zook blasted into the sky. No rocket, no vehicle, just him. As he flew, the universe started folding like a badly made sandwich. Planets bounced like rubber balls. Stars turned into blinking emojis. The sun gave him a thumbs up and disappeared. He broke past space, we think. Then past space, probably. Then into space. No one tested this. The final entity. Everything went quiet. Too quiet. Then, something appeared. A giant floating figure made of every random object Zook had ever seen. Hot dog rocket, pizza rocket, office chair, bananas, spoons, sandwiches, pigeon, everything. It spoke in 1,000 voices at once. You have reached maximum brain rot. Zook hovered there. So what now? The entity paused. We didn't think you'd get this far. The most important button. A single button appeared. Floating. Glowing. Beautiful. Turn everything even worse. The Spoon screamed, don't press it. The pigeon said, Ku. Zook smiled. You already know. Click. Everything breaks perfectly. Reality didn't explode. It uninstalled. Colors swapped places. Gravity went on vacation. Sound effects started happening before actions. Zook duplicated. Now there were 5 Zooks, all yelling at once. This is peak! The end. For real. Not really. Everything faded. Softly this time. Zook stood back at the start. No chaos, no noise. Just calm. He looked down at his hands. Empty. We beat it, he said. The Spoon appeared next to him. The pigeon landed on his shoulder. The noob walked by, still eating his sandwich. Again? The noob asked. Zook grinned. The sky flickered. The sign began to load. Welcome to fly to space for Brain Rot 2. Zook cracked his knuckles. All right, he said. Let's break it again. Everything looked upgraded, but not in a normal way. The grass now had settings. The The clouds had health bars. The sun had a skip ad button that didn't work. Zook slowly turned to the spoon. Why does the ground have a volume slider? The spoon adjusted its tie. User experience. The pigeon flapped once. Coo. Exactly, Zook said. Finally, someone gets it. New mechanic. Thinking. Unfortunate. A notification appeared. New ability unlocked. Think. Zook stared at it. I don't like that. Try it, said the spoon. Zook concentrated. Immediately, his head started glowing. A loud error sound blasted. Too much thinking detected! Coins exploded out of him. He fell over. Never again. Agreed, said the spoon, writing no thinking in a tiny notebook. The mega ultra shop of questionable decisions. The shop this time wasn't just big, it was endless. Shelves stretched into the sky, filled with upgrades that looked like they were invented during a fever dream. Rocket speed plus 999. Equip second brain. Why? Unlock banana physics. Turn all sound into honking. Replace gravity with vibes. Buy mystery box. Contains regret. Zook grabbed the mystery box instantly. The spoon sighed. Of course you did. Mystery box opened. It exploded into confetti and dramatic music. Inside, a single item. Button that does something later. Zook held it carefully. This feels powerful. The pigeon leaned in. Coo. Yes, Zook whispered. We save it. The spoon nodded. For maximum poor decision timing. Vehicle selection. Absolute madness. A massive platform rose from the ground. A robotic voice announced, "Choose your launch experience." Options appeared. Standard rocket, boring. Hot dog rocket, classic. Pizza rocket, legendary. Office chair, corporate chaos. Shopping mall with thrusters. Entire bus driven by screaming NPCs. Unlocked at 10,000 brain rot. Zook didn't even hesitate. Shopping mall. The flying mall incident. The ground shook. A full shopping mall rose into the air. Escalators spinning. Stores open. NPCs inside still shopping like nothing was happening. One NPC held up a shirt. Do you think this looks good? Zook, now standing on the roof, screamed, "We're going to space!" The NPC nodded. I'll take two.